Welcome to another episode of High Proof Ashes. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jason JB Smoke, and over to my right, of course,
I'm Duran. No cool nickname. Maybe one day.
we'll get there one day. Not in any rush.
I don't really care.
I know you don't.
But we're back on location at our home lounge, Ocoee Cigar Lounge,
Absolutely.
OCL for short.
Absolutely.
We moved around the building a little bit. You've seen us shoot in a couple different places, so
Got a little dark in the background.
it's a little different today, but it's cool. It's cool. It's
Hey.
cold though. I should say that it's cold.
Yeah.
What is up with this temperature?
It's definitely cold for what we're used to.
Yes, dude. Like,
I mean, it's you go further up north, it's obviously going to be colder, and people like to laugh at us from up there. But
I just had family in town, and they were like, "Dude, it's just as cold here as it was in New York." Like,
I mean, you live in Tennessee. This is cold.
yeah, for sure.
So this is just not what we're used to. So
no, not at all.
yeah. So we are we're going to bring you today for our cigar something rather odd looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a leaf by Oscar.
Yeah.
This is their Corojo version. And I forget the last name. It's Oscar something.
Oh, I can't remember that, man.
It's a Hispanic or something
Yes,
last name that
absolutely.
can't
Maybe it's
quite
on the
remember
back here.
But this is their I want to say their budget. Oh, look, it's right here. Valadares.
Valadares, yeah.
Yeah. So leaf by Oscar Valadares. This is the Corojo Toro 6x52. So I think this is kind of one of their standard sizes or whatever. But if you've never had this before, it might look kind of funny. It's wrapped in a extra leaf, basically. Yeah. So instead of having a cello, they wrapped it in a leaf.
I have seen multiple people like this.
I mean, I don't know that you can't.
I don't
know that you should.
Yeah, right. I don't think it works for the best smoking experience, especially because, like, if you were to cut through this, I would just think it would be a nasty cut.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, I can tell this is the foot, but still.
Yeah, it's supposed to come off.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to take it off and light it, right?
It's supposed to be rough, kind of rustic looking. I mean, even the band is really rough and rustic looking. It's this like almost cardboardy burlap type material. I'm not even sure what that is. But anyway,
it's cool.
We're gonna spend a minute here taking this off. I mean, it's unique, right? You can see this from across the room, and it's pretty unique. Usually, your B&M will have it. Your brick and mortar will have it in a special like display box thing that I guess Oscar sends to them. I'm not really sure, but I've seen the same kind of box in multiple places, so I assume that they must send it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried by how rough that was. If the cigar inside was okay, because that felt really like
dry,
super dry.
Yeah,
and I don't remember them being that dry. But it's been a while, right? I haven't smoked one in quite some time.
Yeah, and so
this feels fine.
They put a band on the inside too, right? So the one on the outside is, I guess, just for the UPC, right? So they can scan it and whatever. But we're gonna get into this in just a minute.
I'm gonna drink before I light, and I'm gonna empty this already because, we picked a small ashtray, and there's just a lot of stuff in it. Be right back. Not going far.
Well, for our spirits for today, we have for you another Criteria bottle. So this is a new bottle by an old name, and did some looking up on this. So this is the Conecuh Ridge 5-year aged straight bourbon whiskey. It's 100.6 proof.
It's what?
100.6.
Okay.
Proof, so just over 100
proof. I thought
proof.
You said 126, and I was my God, we found a Criteria bottle that's 126 proof.
I mean, not to say that it won't be out there.
I haven't seen it. I can't remember it.
Hey.
Shit. Okay.
This is made by the people who own Clyde May.
Hey, you just going to the house?
And they recently set up a distillery in the I want to say it's Clay County.
Sorry, wife emergency.
Not a problem. So I was just telling the folks, this is actually made by Clyde May. the people who make
Yes,
Clyde
we
May.
know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they recently set up a distillery down in Alabama. And I want to say it's Clay County, Alabama, if
Okay.
I recall correctly. And they are going to go ahead and distill down there, distill their own product.
That's cool.
That's not what this is. This is probably some MGP, product or something.
Which we like. We like MGP juice.
Yeah, distilled in Indiana.
That's
so
MGP juice.
Likely MGP. But hey, in what, 4 years or so, hopefully they will have their own juice coming out of the only distillery in Alabama.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So,
so this actually is a fresh crack, right?
This is a fresh crack.
It's open, but neither of us have tasted it.
That's right. Yeah, have not tasted it yet. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into that because I want to taste it on a fresh, clean palate.
All right, so let's do it.
We'll see what that's like.
I'm gonna do the same.
I don't get much on the nose, but ethanol.
We're both clean palates, so neither one of us have had anything to drink or smoke today.
Right. Yeah, not for me. Not much on the nose at all, besides just ethanol.
Yeah, there's a little bit of
maybe a little floralness,
a little bit of oak, but it's so little.
Well, we'll taste it.
Yeah, let's go. There's not much there.
It's like, is that molasses almost? Like some molasses, like a oaky molasses? I don't.
Yeah, definitely some kind of molassesy, oaky. And then there's this kind of funk on the back end.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna have to let this do its thing in the glass.
Yeah, I don't like the back end of that at all.
Nah, man. Like, I don't like the front end of that. Like,
I mean, the front end is palatable, right? It's drinkable. Not good, but it's palatable. But the back end was, and I'm going to guess that that's the tannins. I think I'm getting a lot of tannins on the back end.
I'm getting a lot of, I don't like it.
And it's funny, like I'm getting tannins without any other flavor. So I'm just getting this bitter.
Yes.
This bitterness that I don't like. And, I don't do bitter.
All right. Let's see.
So I cut, but I'm going to get another one.
Nothing on the cold draw in this.
I haven't had many of these. Have you?
No. I've done the Maduro. I can't remember if I've done the Sumatra. But, we tend to like Sumatra and Maduro, so those are things. So that's why we both went Corojo.
Right.
Just to try something that we haven't tried.
And I think these run what? About $8 or so? Are they cheaper than that?
I have no idea. I didn't check to see what we paid.
I didn't watch it when he was
my house account.
I didn't watch it when he was ringing it up. But I want to say these are sub $10.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I think they might be right at 10, maybe a little more.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like all the prices are going up, and cigars are no exception. And I expect the same thing to happen next year. We got a big increase in Drew Estate, Padron, Fuente, like all the big guys, Plasencia. Everything went up, and by the time this episode airs, I'm sure it'll be 25 already. So I guess we'll see. Are you looking it up?
I am. So this is not brick and mortar, so online they are sub 10. Not much sub 10, but sub 10.
So you can expect to pay around $10 for it, maybe buck or two higher. That's kind of crazy. I thought this was like a budget line, but hell, maybe $10 is the new budget line.
I think $10 is the new budget line. Like, you know, it's rare to find a cigar, you know, $6, $7, $8 anymore, unless it's like a real house cigar. And then even then, a lot of people are opting to go with much nicer house cigars.
Yes, they are.
So they're not $6 anymore.
You're right. You are definitely right. But
I will say the cigar is much better. The initial taste of the cigar is much better than the initial of the bourbon.
it's a little spicy. Like I'm getting these tingles.
Maybe. I don't get any tingle. It's refreshing, I think, for me. You know.
It's constructed pretty well though. Like I'm getting a pretty good draw.
Yeah, absolutely. The burn and the ash looks really good so far. You know, we'll see. We're still literally in the foot.
Yeah. And I've only had a few Oscars. I think he's the one that makes the Superfly and what's the other one? It's like a Marty McFly one or something like that.
No clue.
So,
I know the Superfly.
Yeah, it's like a throwback to Back to the Future.
Oh, okay.
In some way, so it's like a Marty McFly or it might be just McFly.
I got you. I don't think I've tried it.
I've had those, pretty decent. I think those are more for the limited rare folks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Since those aren't in regular production, these are in regular production. They make, what is it? A Connecticut, Sumatra, Corojo, Maduro.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's just changing the wrapper. I think the blend is the same on all of them.
I don't know that for a fact, so I don't want to
either.
guess. I believe that's the case, but
that's usually the case when they present them like they present these. You know, that the wrapper or the filler and the binder are pretty much the same, and they just throw a different wrapper on it.
Here I was thinking I was going to take a break from alcohol for a few days, because had family in town, and it's been a never-ending party recently. So
yeah,
turned it on when it came to drinking, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna take a few days off. And then I looked at my calendar and was like, shit, I forgot we supposed to record.
Yep.
And we ditched a week last week, so it's like, all right, let me get myself together here.
I mean, so I know a lot of people they try to like abstain for like a week or a whole month. I just do a day here and there, right? I just make sure that I'm throwing in at least 36 hours of, just no alcohol. And I try to do that like 3 days or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be one of those people that drinks every day and then you're like, oh, let me take a week off.
Yeah.
Because like you're just constantly bombarding your body with alcohol.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, we're coming straight out of a holiday, right? So
yeah.
For us, we had Thanksgiving, and then we went straight into my daughter's baby shower. So we had family in town for all of those things, and so yeah, just a lot of partaking in festivities and alcohol. So
absolutely,
no worries. I didn't overdo it, thank God. I can, still upright. So.
So did you have folks over for Thanksgiving this year, or did you go to your mom's house, or what?
So we had a little spot that we used, brought everybody together. It was pretty simple, man. Like, we didn't go crazy. It was too big for us to have it at our place. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
And then unfortunately, some people got sick. So, we just kind of had to roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, it turned out well. We couldn't complain. How about you guys?
We ended up going to Zaya.
I heard, yeah. How was that? How was that for Thanksgiving?
It was great. It wasn't crowded at all.
So what did they feed you, I guess?
They had their normal menu.
Okay.
They had their normal menu open.
Okay.
Well, they had an added thing of like a Friendsgiving meal. I guess that if you were bringing a bunch of friends with you, you could do it. But it was basically like one of their other like feast things that they have. Um, and we picked like the one down from the topmost
Yeah.
package or whatever. Uh, and so like it's like 40 ounces of meat between the two of us. So of course we had a buttload of
Leftovers.
leftovers.
Yeah.
But it was not the Wagyu. It was the stuff below the Wagyu, because I honestly
The dry
thought
aged.
the dry aged stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly thought that the Wagyu was going to really mess up Raquel.
Yes, probably.
And her, guts and stuff, because it's just so fatty
Mm-hmm.
and it's so rich.
Yeah.
That I was like, let's pick the one below it. It still wasn't cheap. Like we had a gift certificate. It still wasn't cheap. Like it's crazy. Like you're really much better off going with 4 people.
Yeah, for sure. To be able to split.
Yeah, you can split between 4 people. It's way more palatable, because it ends up being like I don't know, let's just say $100 all in, tax and tip per person.
I was about to say y'all been there and made it out at $100.
Oh no!
Like, tell me the secret, please.
Yeah, order off the kids menu, I guess.
Like it's a $250 night for me minimum.
Yeah. Like for you and the wife.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, then throw in some drinks and it could easily get to.
It was like with the tip and everything, it was like $250 or something like that.
Yeah.
$300, I forget.
Did you drink while you were there?
I had one drink.
Did you get something good?
I got an old fashioned.
Okay.
It wasn't that good.
Okay. Did you check and see what they had on the bar before you ordered?
No, I didn't. I was trying to stay with the wife and just I wasn't looking to drink. I just wanted a drink, so I just ordered an old fashioned. It was simple.
Gotcha.
And it was just the one drink, but she had a blast, like watching the guy cook, and she didn't like any of the sides, of course. Like
none of it. Like
no, none of it. She just wanted the meat and the rice.
Okay. Okay. Pause. I'll let you simmer in it for a second, but just Jesus, man.
But it was fun. And it wasn't really crowded, so that was really nice. But so we went down there, ate, and then she wanted to go hang out at Scenic for a little bit, so we stopped by Scenic on the way home, and
they did like a Thanksgiving thing too.
They
right?
did like a Friendsgiving thing, yeah. We did that, and then we went home. So it was just really simple, laid back, lax. I mean, like I told you, the whole holiday weekend, like I didn't hardly do anything other than like decorate.
Yeah.
Like, matter of fact, I think I didn't leave the house for 3 days, which is not me.
Yeah, no, that's kind of crazy.
I usually get stir crazy after like a day or two.
Yeah.
A day and a half.
Right. I get it. But hey, man, like I said, for me, I had 4 days off of work, and each one of those days was filled with something. So, I'm just as beat up as when I took the days off.
See, and that was my thing. Like I took 5 days off, and I wanted it to be like a real taking time off.
Yeah, you wanted a break.
I wanted a break from everything, right? And so there were no house projects, there were no go-dos, there were no, nothing. Just nothing.
I get it.
Like I think I logged onto my work computer once to do one little thing real quick because it needed to be done before the 1st, and I didn't see it until Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and just did that real quick. But other than that, like that was basically it.
Yeah.
So
nothing wrong with that.
And then, what was it? Wednesday, went to the liquor store to go grab some everyday stuff that I was out of. I wanted to do some bottle blending, some blends that I had already made before.
Then it got out of control real quick.
Huh?
Got out of control real quick.
Not really. I went in there expecting to buy like 5 bottles. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed some Turkey 101. I was completely out. I needed some Knob 9. I was completely out. Mm-hmm. So those two I needed. So I just bought handles of both of those. At first I grabbed the normal size, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like
handle.
Did the handle.
Yeah.
Like the 750 is, I want to say it's 25 for the 101.
The
handle's like 40.
Is it 40 for real?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I never bought a handle because it
38,
won't fit.
something like that.
It won't
Like,
fit in my.
So I don't have the room for it, but I absolutely bought them.
Yeah.
So I'm actually right now I'm trying to drink the stuff that I'm not going to replace. But that's what I'm working on right now.
I mean, we drank through some bottles.
I bet y'all did.
My Wild Turkey 101 got decimated real quick. A bottle of Friends Picking got decimated real quick.
It's a good bottle.
You know,
But
there's a few things that got hit.
Kind of glad I went into the liquor store because I was able to pick up a couple of things.
Yeah, man.
They were doing a little Thanksgiving, put some special stuff out on the shelf for the day, and so that was kind of nice. I was really glad that I just happened upon that, and you are too.
Yeah. I finally got one. I had been chasing it, for a little while, and I'm glad you text me because had you not, I might have been upset with you. We might not have been friends no more.
I genuinely didn't remember you ever saying like this is a unicorn for me.
It's not a unicorn, but I don't want to pay $400 for it.
Right. I'm just saying that it's a bottle that you've really been searching for. I don't. Yeah. I genuinely don't remember you ever saying that.
Also, at the same time, I just you only see it almost exclusively in lotteries.
Right.
And then if you see it out somewhere in the wild and it's not in a lottery, the allocated points is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
So we're talking about Stag.
Junior.
My bad. Let me make sure to clarify. If we were talking about the big boy, I would have said the full name. But, so to find it in the wild, no points, and pay a decent price for it, I'm not mad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad considering no points, no nothing, just walk in, buy it.
Yeah.
It was a decent price. So I was happy to find one. And happy that you could get one. Because here's another thing, you're not and neither am I, but you're not a big Buffalo Trace fan.
Mm-mm.
And so it wouldn't have really hit my mind oh, this is something Duran might want.
Yeah, but that one is. Yeah, it's one of the cream of the crop.
It is. It's up there. So I just saw you have some more of this.
I just finished it.
And you just finished it?
Yeah. It doesn't wow me. And I sat with it long enough, and I let it marinate long enough.
Yeah, it still hasn't opened up.
It's not.
It hasn't done special. It hasn't done anything.
Unfortunately, I was the one that shut down doing 2 bottles on the episode, and I think we're only about halfway through, and I don't want to drink any more of that.
We are.
So, do we crack another Criteria bottle?
Why not? We got a couple more here.
Yeah. I think we've got one that's going to shock people. Should we do that one or should we do the unknown one?
I didn't think either one was unknown, but
yeah.
Okay. Well, so
one is more well known than the other.
That's absolutely true. Yeah. I don't know. Leave it up to you. Which one you want to do?
I say we bring out this one, just because we did the other one last week.
Sure.
Right.
Yep.
All right.
Let's do it.
So we're hiding it off camera, but surprisingly, we have never done Evan Williams.
We haven't.
Bottled in Bond on the podcast.
We have not. Crazy as that sounds.
I know that
to show you how many are out there, though.
Yes, right.
How many bottles are out there, right?
This one though comes in under $20.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's right at 20.
It's $18.99.
Wow. Okay.
Right. So here's the thing.
And for some people, this is all they buy.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad bottle. I've had it multiple times.
Yeah.
Right. So let's see. Is it a yep?
Oh, it's a screw top. But
it still has a label on it though. Really? Come on, man. Y'all doing the most.
Well, I don't know that it has the little tamper thing. No, it doesn't.
It's still a screw top.
It is, yeah, but it doesn't have the tamper ring. That's why they did that. But hey, let's go.
All right. Well, let's pour a little. Actually, I'll rinse my glass because
give it a fair shot, right?
Yeah, give it a fair shot. Why not?
So the cigar so far, I'm not disappointed with it.
I'm not either. But I'm not wowed by it either.
I'm not wowed by it. I wasn't expecting to be wowed by it because the other ones haven't really wowed me either.
Right.
They're just a cigar to smoke.
I wouldn't call it. I'd give it a little more props than that, I think.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, the Maduro, at least, I enjoyed more than just a cigar to smoke. for a budget cigar, or what used to be a budget cigar, it's the higher end of the budget cigars.
Okay.
Right.
It's kind of it. I don't. It doesn't have a bad flavor. It's kind of one dimensional.
It's very one dimensional.
Yeah.
But again, we what do you expect from what used to be a sub $10 cigar?
True that. All right, let's see. I actually don't have this bottle.
So surprisingly enough, right off the bat, the nose on this is
Just way better.
just way better.
So bottled in bond, that usually means at least 4
4
years
years.
old.
But
Do
they
we
can
know?
be more than
They
that.
can. So it does say aged at least 4 years. So it's so it's 4+, I guess.
Let's see.
Like there's only 2 criteria. Well, 3, I guess, right? It has to fall under a bourbon. Has to be a bourbon. Has to be aged at least 4 years and come from one distilling batch, like the same location, the same process. Like you can't do blending. I mean, you can blend the barrels from the batch, but you can't blend this year's batch with next year's batch with next year's batch, so on and so forth. Let's see.
So like when I look up Evan Williams bottled in bond, it literally says 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't see any deviation. Like whereas, there are some others out there that are like 6 to 8.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, like E.H. Taylor.
Yeah.
Right. They're bottled in bonds, but they're usually somewhere between 6 to 8.
Yeah. But immediately there's like a candy on the nose. So more of a fruity candy flavor.
It's definitely, yeah, I'm definitely getting like candied fruit. Like trying to place the fruit. It's almost like maraschino cherry candied fruit kind of, that almond extract.
For me, it was almost like
Not like a dark cherry,
like a
fresh
licorice
cherry.
type candy, or the
little sugar coated.
No, the strawberry cough, not the cherry cough drops.
Yeah.
What are the Lutons or whatever? They're basically candy. They're not really cough drops, right?
Yes. Yes.
As kids, you got the little box of them. You're like, there ain't no cough drop. It's candy. Like that's what this reminds me of when I on the nose.
Interesting.
But it's a better bottle. It finishes better. A little bit more flavor on the front of the palate for me.
So, I think it is better, but it's not leaps and bounds better.
For me, so here's the reason why it is. The price difference.
Well, okay. I don't remember what we paid for this. I know it was less than 40, but
it wasn't.
It wasn't 20.
No,
it absolutely wasn't 20.
It was 30 plus, if I remember correctly.
$30, yeah, probably.
So at $20, like, again, it's not the first time I've had the Evan Williams bottled in bond.
Yeah,
we've just never done it on the podcast.
Right.
And I don't drink it often enough to remember it.
Well, that's because it doesn't really. I mean, you think about, you probably before this you didn't own a bottle, and you never really thought to buy one because there were always other things you wanted to buy over that.
Yeah.
So
literally, this was bought for the podcast.
Right. Like, I think, I don't want to say that this is below turkey, but I mean, just to say it, the lowest thing that I would buy would be turkey. I don't know that I would ever buy this. Now, the Evan Williams single barrel
is a fucking masterpiece.
Is amazing.
Yeah.
And
so I would buy this if I knew who was coming over.
But see, I feel like I'd still give them turkey. Like, even if they didn't really like appreciate, like that. I know what you're talking about.
So my thing, yeah, I don't mind giving them turkey, but like there are just some people that like bargain basement, you know what I'm saying, is their thing. And it's fine to have this $20 bottle.
Yeah, that's true. See, I think if I was to do that though, I would go and buy some lower proof bourbon. Right? Because if they're that kind of person, they probably don't drink anyway, right? And they can't even handle the proof, much less anything else.
Right.
So even at 100 proof, I would wonder, like, can they handle the proof?
Yeah, that's probably true.
So if I'm in that situation, I'd go buy. I don't. Do they have an offering that's like 80 proof?
Probably. They probably have a standard Evan Williams.
Yeah. So,
I ain't never.
right.
I mean, if bottled and bond is 20,
How much is the?
how much is a standard Evan Williams? Like,
If they're even
$12.
I mean, it could be. Yeah, it probably is.
It probably is, man. Like, so I just that ain't my ball game.
And that thing's just like, here you go. Like, hook it to your hip, man. Like, you don't even have to give it back.
That's you're a young person. You don't care what you drinking. You just taking a bottle to the head. You know, you about to go out to the club. You know, like you're trying to get right for the night. Here you go. Here you go.
And there's a lot of people that do that, man.
Listen,
there ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, just
hey, I used to be one of those guys. I didn't even drink. It wasn't even bourbon. It was Bacardi 151. Like
we were trying to get messed up.
And like, bro, like I'm talking about, like, you know, you could light that stuff on fire. It was terrible. Like it was terrible. Pour out half a bottle of orange juice, pour that in, shake it up, and drink. Oof. Get to the club, and all you needed was that one drink. Oof. Yeah.
Oh, to refill the cup?
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, I definitely think the Evan Williams tastes like a more traditional bourbon.
The price definitely helps.
That traditional bourbon taste. It's a much sweeter, like a brown sugar, cinnamon. Not overly cinnamon, but it's definitely there.
I mean, I guess you can't expect too much from a $20 bottle. It's very light on the nose.
Yeah.
It's very light on the palate. Yeah. I will say this, it doesn't drink like it's 100 proof.
No, it does not.
Like, neither did this one, honestly. Like, I didn't feel like it drank 100 proof.
I don't know what that drink's like.
This one is so low on the flavor that it's almost like you're just not drinking anything.
Yeah.
You're just drinking water or something. Like, I don't want to say that's not true, but
it's still bourbon, right? Like
water.
Yeah, like right. That's better. Alcohol water, right? Because like you definitely, you can tell it's bourbon, right? But it's not flavorful. It's so basic.
And this one isn't much more, but it's like,
for $20,
way less on the price. Yeah.
Right. Like this.
This is a good introduction to bourbon.
Yeah.
Because like it doesn't blow you away with flavor or.
What does old Granddad bottled and bond cost?
I want to say that's more than $20, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. And I seem to recall saying that I enjoyed that one more than the 114.
Yes.
Because it wasn't so like flavor spiky or ethanol-y or whatever. Like it was just well more, rounded.
Don't disagree. All right, well, we're getting close.
Yeah, we're about the 30-minute mark.
Final thoughts?
Yeah, let's go. So the cigar, I think you get, and this is one of those great examples of you kind of get what you pay for. I think for $10, I could get a little bit more dimensions on the flavor. Mm-hmm. I would prefer that this wasn't a $10 cigar. Like even comparing with prices today, I think that this one is, I feel like it should be a little bit cheaper, just because of how one-dimensional it is.
Right.
I do appreciate that it's not overly strong. Good. Like thank goodness it's not, because I don't think the flavor would be able to stand up to any more strength at all.
Yeah, no.
But this is, for you and I, this is a pretty good starter cigar if we wanted to have a night. But personally, I don't know that I would start with this one because there's just not enough flavor for me. Like, I'd much rather, I'm trying to think of something that's in that like $10 range, like an Espinosa or something.
It's literally where I was going to go. Espinosa Crema.
Yeah.
Crema, whatever, however you pronounce it.
Yeah. Like, it has so much more flavor and it's about the same price. Mm-hmm. And so, like,
Perdomo, Champagne, 10-year.
Yeah, there you go. Like, so I don't want to say this. It's not a bad cigar, and I'm not really complaining. I I'm putting it at a place of like, this is at the bottom of my list of starter cigars. You know, like I can remember we went to an event and there was a small amount of cigars at the event, and this is what we ended up choosing. But that was because everything else on the table was just like not where we wanted to be, right? And so, and we were just there hanging out, you know, whatever. We just wanted to smoke something, so this is what we grabbed. And it was great for that kind of occasion. So I'm still kind of landing on that spot of this is something you get just because you want to smoke something.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody's looking for this other than maybe price. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
You know, so not a knock, but I think for this price you can get better cigars.
Don't disagree.
And then on the bourbons, so Clyde, May, like I hear what you're doing. You're trying to set up shop in Alabama, do your thing, right? But this is not it. Like I don't know what this is a leftover barrel from a leftover barrel from a leftover barrel that nobody wanted.
That's what I was gonna say. Like normally MGP juice is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with that.
Like it's, you know, not that one extra year means a whole hill, you know, difference, but like a 5-year MGP I would expect to be kind of decent, but it's not. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this.
Maybe I'll give it away.
Maybe, yeah, I'll probably end up giving it away. The Evan Williams, this is a bottle I would buy, but to be fair, I would much rather spend the extra little bit of money and buy the single barrel. Just being
if you
honest.
can find it.
If you can find it, yeah, that's true. So I'm interested now, is there something in between this and the single barrel that's in regular production?
So here's the other thing. The single barrel is lower proof.
It is lower proof. You're right. But I'm thinking, is there something that gives me a bit more flavor? Like the proof, I'm not so much worried about. Because you're right, the single barrel is like 95 proof, I think,
Let's say
or
it's
92 or something.
93 or 94.
So, you know, but the flavor is ramped up. And so I love the price of this, but the flavor is just so mild.
Right.
That, and I'm a flavor guy.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, so that's where I'm at. I mean, I get why people buy this bottle.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I get why they buy it.
I get it.
I get why it's a top seller.
Yeah.
Totally understand.
So I'll start with the Evan Williams. It's not shocking to me that it's a decent bottle. They've been around forever. You know, it's a bottle that's been done time and time again, and they know what they're doing there. So they have created a large enough margin where they can sell it at an appropriate price. There are bottles out there that are better. Not going to pretend like there aren't, but for $20, you're going to have a hard time finding a better bourbon at $20. To be completely honest, there's not many.
At 100 proof?
Yeah, at 100 proof, $20, 4 years old.
That's pretty hard. Yeah, that's pretty hard.
Good luck. Like seriously. As far as, yeah.
The most disappointing thing about this is the price.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But even still, it's just disappointing in general. It's not. Yeah. There's nothing special. There's nothing that makes you gravitate towards it, right? Like at least with the Evan Williams, you can say it's $20.
Like this, when you buy it, feels like it's an entry-level bottle. But I would put it under that. It's not even an entry-level bottle. This is a bottle that you give away to just somebody that doesn't
really
care
drink,
what they drink and you know, anything like that. Like, so this is definitely not a bottle that I would recommend anyone to start with their bourbon journey.
No.
That one though, sure.
Yeah, for sure. You can start there. You can start with Evan Williams and decide. You know, you can get a couple of different flavors and decide if that's something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
As far as the cigar goes, it's very one-dimensional. It's too light for my palate, to be completely honest. This one specifically is not enjoyable for me. I'm just smoking, to be completely honest. Like, not getting a whole lot from it. It's not a knock on the cigar itself. It's just I don't like cigars that are this light.
Yeah.
So
and
it's not enough flavor.
Strength-wise, you think it's where?
It's medium, right?
That's about what I was
couldn't
thinking.
be any stronger.
No,
it just wouldn't be good.
Yeah, you wouldn't taste anything.
No, but also at the same time, like it is what it is, right? It used to be a sub $10 stick. It should still be a sub $10 stick. Do I think it's bad? No. Do I think it's something I want to smoke on a regular? No. So, that being said, that's my final thoughts on our our drinks and our smoke.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right, man. Well, y'all know what it is. Another episode of High Proof Ashes. Please make sure to comment, subscribe, like, hit that little notification bell as well, so that you get so that you get notifications when we drop new content. I'm Duran, no cool nickname, my partner.
Jason JB Smoke. We'll see you guys on the next one. Put some smoke in the air.